My pier and mount are looking a bit lonely tonight. It's clear, so let's get set up for imaging. With the scope now set up, it's time to wait for it to get dark. During this time I will create a sequence inside of Nina and connect all of my equipment. The first step is to go to the mount, turn it on, then go into the hand controller, because I'm running it from the mount into the mount controller and then via the mount controller into my PC using this cable. For that to work, we have to, in the hand controller, set it to PC direct mode, which is this one, PC direct mode. Hit enter, and now it can be seen by the laptop. So we'll connect all. In the bottom it's a little connect all button, so we'll click OK, and I'll take its time and connect my camera, guide camera, the auto guider PHD2 and the mount. As you can see, it has successfully connected to all of my devices. I'll stop my guide scope for now. On my guide camera. First step is going to be to cool the camera down. I use -10 degrees. And then let's go into the sequencer. I have already created a sequence on previous nights, because this is my 5th night shooting the Bed Nebula, which is part of the Veil Nebula. But for this video I'll go into framing, which is what I would usually do. Type in Veil, it'll show up as the Veil Nebula. 4 degrees, should be in frame then. It is not in frame because it's here, so go to 6 degrees. There it is, the Bed Nebula. So we'll zoom in, drag a little box over to the Bed Nebula, and we want to zoom in so we can adjust our framing a little bit more. I have set my rotation inside of Nina. I had set it in here, which is 340 if I remember correctly. Yes. So that is my framing on the Bed Nebula. Then I would usually go into add target to sequence, but as I already have a sequence, I'll just load up the old one, which I've saved here. And for tonight, what I'll be doing is shoot some more green. I already have the HA, so it's no use. I have 6 hours and 40 minutes on HA, so I won't be shooting any more of that. I just want green, so I can create basically an HOO image instead of the O3, because I don't own an O3. I'll be using the green filter basically. I'll be shooting for tonight till about 3 AM, because after that I want to try some planetary, as Saturn is close to opposition. So it's 18 frames. That's good. I'll see you later when it gets dark, because, well, there are no stars yet. I'm starting to see some stars, so let's try to get a plate solve onto a star to focus. So I'll go into the HA channel as it has the least problems with light pollution. The star Deneb is closest to the Bed Nebula, so I'll be slewing to there. I forgot to unpark the mounts, so let's do that now. Tracking, close, slew. Let's go into plate solving. Do a 10-second exposure, filter HA, bin 4x4, because it's the quickest download time and best signal to noise. There it is. It is completely out of focus, so I don't think it will work. Let's look at this image. So yeah, it has selected some stars, but also some hot pixels, and it has also missed a lot of the stars. So let's try a different filter. Maybe it's closer to focusing. Let's try the red filter. That focusing is even worse, so that won't work. So I'm going to do a quick focusing routine just to get a basic focus. So let's put the exposure time to about 2 seconds, which should be fine. Filter is going to be HA because it's the best for plate solving when it isn't fully dark yet. I don't have to save. I'm going to stop the plate solving and hit start exposure. Let's see how close it is to focus here. It's quite far off, as you can see here. So let's make an adjustment on the focusing knob. I don't think you can see it, but I'm turning it one way now. Go back. And let's see. Try that again. Zoom in a bit more. You can see this star here, which is the brightest in the frame. And it's gotten a little bit better, but it needs a further adjustment. So we'll do that again. Go back. And try and shoot another image. Until we get pretty close to focus. Close enough for plate solving to work correctly. I think that looks pretty good. Let's try plate solving again. Go 10 seconds, should be fine. That shows a lot more stars. Let's look at the image in the plate solver, and it has correctly selected a lot of stars here, as you can see by the red crosses. Now it's just time to wait until it successfully plate solves. Plate solving is done, so now the telescope is re-slewing to the target, which is Deneb, for the focusing. It's now settling, and it will do another plate solve to confirm its position. As you can see, that's pretty close. It's basically centered, so I'm going to stop the plate solve as it's just taking even more time. Because if you look at the crosshair, it's pretty close to center here. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and we will focus the green channel here. So I'll go into imaging, go into filter and set it to green. I want to save. Binning 4x4, yes, yes, yes. Then I'll go and grab my Batinov mask. I have removed the hood and then placed it onto the scope like that. I've now put on the Bahtinov mask, so I'll take a test exposure to see how the focus is now. Zoom in, see everything a bit more clearly. That's pretty far off. The middle line here, this one, which is on the cursor, I don't know if you can see it. This one has to be more to the left. It has to be in the center of the other two. So I'll adjust it now. Move it this way, which is, yeah, you can't see it, but I moved the focusing knob, and we'll take another exposure. It's downloading. That's a bit better, but it needs quite a lot more adjustments, so I'll adjust it again. Take another exposure. And then this goes on until the line is centered. Also, what should be noted is that it's now in bin 4x4, but I'll be imaging at bin 1x1, which is a lot more resolution, so the focusing needs to be even more precise, which means I also have to do the fine adjustments of Bahtinov focusing in bin 1x1, but I like to do the raw focusing in bin 4x4 because I use a CCD camera and the download time is quite a lot longer. I'll see you after I have focused the telescope. Focusing is now done, so the next step is going to be to start a sequence. It isn't fully dark yet, which is going to take a little while longer, but I can start the sequence anyways. And as you can see, it's ending at 1 AM at like half past 1. I want it to end at 3 AM, so after 3 AM I can start to do some planetary imaging. I'm going to up the total amount of exposures till I get around 3 AM, something like this. I'm hoping for 26 exposures. It's going to be a bit less because I have to do a meridian flip, so it probably will be 25. I'd be pretty happy with 25 exposures. Target options, I'm going to slew to target. I want to center it, the target, and start guiding. Yeah, let's hit go. So, oh, important, we need to remove the Bahtinov mask from the scope, and I want my dew shield on again, just like that. And now let it plate solve. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Oh, it plate solved anyways. Yeah, I touched the scope because I put on the dew shield. So a little bit of trailing in the stars is visible. But apparently plate solve 2 didn't have any issues with the stars being this misshapen. Luckily. Taking another exposure to confirm its position. Yeah, it's done plate solving, great. You can close out of that one. Let's look at PhD2. Just guiding now. It has selected the correct guide star here. It's looking very good. Let's settle here. That's some good guiding. Let's hope it stays like this. Yeah, it's already going up. That's still very good guiding for me. I'll be back when the first exposure finishes, which is a 10-minute sub. Even though it isn't fully dark yet, I'm already taking shots. I'll just throw away the bad ones, like this one. Guiding is looking very good at 0.83 arc seconds. The stars are around. I'm going to bed now. The meridian flip is at 10 before 2 a.m. 10 minutes before 2 a.m. So I'll be out then again to make sure the meridian flip goes to plan. And then I'll go back to bed again till 3 a.m. It is now 2 a.m. and it just did the meridian flip. It is now settling and recentering the target so that we can continue imaging. It completed the flip correctly and is now continuing with imaging. Let's hope guiding stays as good as it was. Because I couldn't sleep, I decided to try and use my wildlife setup to get some Milky Way images. I'll put the final result up on the screen right now, and I'll talk to you later because I have planetary imaging to do. Because I couldn't sleep, I decided to grab my wildlife camera and shoot some Milky Way images. You can see my telescope up in the bottom here, and we have the Milky Way going over there. This was shot from my Portal 4 backyard. I'll put the final result at the end of the video. It is now 3 a.m. It has completed the sequence. I also added some RGB colors, or red and blue, all 1 minute, so I can add RGB stars to the HOO image that I'm creating. This will give a more natural look. Now I want to go for some planetary imaging, so I'm gonna remove my CCD camera and use the guide camera together with a Barlow. I have everything going now for planetary imaging. I am now stacking my first videos just to see what I'm going to get, and it's looking not really happy with the result. Yeah, I just don't know how to improve from this. Like, it's just blurry. I've tried focusing like 4 times already. I don't know. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. I have just finished imaging. I will now clean everything up and go to bed. Everything now cleaned up. It was a very good night. I had incredible guiding. I did a lot of imaging, some planetary, some wide field, some deep sky on the Bed Nebula, which is part of the Veil Nebula. I guess beginner's luck for the first Astrovlog. I had fun, and I hope you did too.